For more videos, press the subscribe button and also turn on the bell notifications to receive the updates directly in your device.
Good evening to all. I'm Shweta Pawar here. Welcome you all to our very first webinar on career benefits of RHCSA certification and Linux skills. I believe that this will be a great opportunity for all of us to learn together and grow together. So we'll join you after 10 minutes. Before that, I will just explain you the agenda of this webinar. The registered candidates will be benefited with a certificate, and also they will be provided a 35% off coupon on any of our program that is available on our portal and in our app.
Hello guys, good evening. Good evening everyone.
You, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
If you are comfortable, you can turn on your webcams. I'm going to turn on my webcam. Can you hear me properly and can you see my video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining the session. So this is our very first webinar that we are going to conduct here. And in this webinar, what we are going to do, we are going to cover up the career benefits of the RHCSA certifications and the Linux skills that you can have.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I will take the questions at the end of this webinar. We have a question and answer segment. So you can note down your queries and I'll be responding you at the end when we will conduct the question answer round. So we have a lot of people here. People are coming from the different backgrounds. Many people are already having experience in IT industry. Many people have already cleared the certification. But most of the people that we are having here in this webinar, either they are freshers or they are having no idea about the Linux certifications. Give me a moment. Let me admit the people who are trying to join this webinar. Okay. Yes. So the question is, why should I learn Linux? What are the benefits of learning Linux? How can Linux help me in my career growth? So I will guide you with the points that will clear your doubts about the Linux. So Linux is very important if you are trying to build your career in IT, especially if I talk about the IT infrastructure. Linux can offer you several advantages depending on your interest, on your career goals, and the computing requirements. Like all of you might be aware of the open source philosophy. Linux is open source, means you can easily modify and distribute the source code. So learning Linux introduces you to the world of open source software where users are having the freedom not only to view the code, but you can modify the code, you can distribute it as well. So it works on the open source philosophy. What is open source? Open source means the source code is freely available to everyone. Market demand. Many IT jobs and roles, especially if I talk about the IT infra, there Linux plays a vital role. Linux is the backbone of the IT infra. So it offers you many opportunities in system administration, in DevOps, in cloud computing, in cybersecurity. So having the Linux skills or having a good knowledge and command over Linux is a plus point definitely. Third is cost effective. Linux is freely available in the market in different distributions. There are a lot of versions, flavors available. So it is a cost-effective choice as compared to the other operating systems that we are using nowadays. So all type of people are using Linux. You will find Linux from a smartwatch to the NASA. Everywhere Linux is used. Even the mobile phones that we use nowadays that are based on Linux. Android operating system is also based on Linux kernel, and same for the iOS, because iOS has been derived from Unix. So Linux is freely available in the market. It is available in multiple flavors, multiple distributions are available, and it fulfills the requirements of everyone, like individuals, businesses, and organizations. 90% of the machines that are running in IT, especially if I talk about the servers, those are running on Linux, because Linux provides several benefits as compared to the other operating systems. So Linux dominates the server market, powering a significant portion of the web servers, cloud infrastructure, and the enterprise servers. So Linux is everywhere. If I talk about the security features, Linux is very secure, and you can say that one of the top security operating system. There are multiple security layers present, which are generally not available in the other operating systems. Like you will find the firewall there, you will find the discretionary access control, you will find the mandatory access control, which is known as SE Linux. So these are the features which makes Linux a special operating system. If I talk about the developer tools, many development environment and tools natively support Linux. So from the developer's point of view, Linux is a good choice. You know that we prefer command line interface in order to manage our machines that are running on Linux. So when you start learning Linux, you will definitely gain command line proficiency. And command CLI is a powerful option as compared to GUI. And Linux also offers compatibility with the cloud services. Like if you are going to make your career in cloud computing, Linux plays a vital role there, because many of the cloud service providers like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, their services and instances that you run there, those run on Linux. If I talk about the networking, Linux provides robust networking capabilities, and it is a popular choice for the networking professionals there. So Linux is everywhere. Linux offers the unlimited opportunities if I talk about the career perspective. Diversity of distributions means you will find different communities and different flavors of Linux in the market. If you are very good at coding, and if you know how to modify the source code and how to add the special features there, if you want, you can contribute there and you can create your own distribution as well. So if I summarize, Linux is a popular choice nowadays, which opens unlimited opportunities in IT infra. So if you are interested in Linux administration or system administration, software development, cloud computing, network security, cyber security, Linux proficiency is a valuable asset there. So learning Linux opens the door for you. Now I will guide you with the role of RHCSA certification and developing the Linux skills, how they will help you. Actually, there are multiple certifications available in the market, but why we are focusing only on the RHCSA certification? The reason behind this is 90% of the companies prefer RHEL Linux because of the support. Ubuntu is also used, other flavors are also used, but majority of the companies they prefer RHEL. RHEL means Red Hat Enterprise Linux. And RHCSA is the certification, Red Hat Certified System Administrator is the full form. It is a certification from Red Hat, and it tests your administration skills. I will cover those points as well in the upcoming slides. So RHCSA is one of the popular certification. So what is the role of doing the certification? Whether the skills are not important? The answer is skills are important. Knowledge is also important, but certification validates your knowledge. So certification plays a vital role if you have these skills. Skills are mandatory. Knowledge is also important, but along with knowledge and skills, if certification is there, that is a plus point for you. So Linux is widely used in enterprise environments, cloud computing, and server infrastructure, as I already told you. RHCSA certification demonstrates your proficiency in managing Linux systems, making you valuable in the job market. So it validates your skills. If I talk about the versatility, Linux is not limited to a specific industry or sector. It is being used everywhere. Everywhere. As I mentioned earlier, you can find it in a small smartwatch, and you can also find it in a supercomputer which is running there in NASA. So it is everywhere. It is a very versatile operating system. Red Hat certifications are important because they provide you the industry recognition. Red Hat certifications are well respected in IT industry, and having a RHCSA certification on your resume validates your expertise and may set you apart from the other candidates that are there as an opponent. So if you have the knowledge, if you have the skills, ideally you should go for the certification. But before that, what matters the most, that is knowledge and skills. Do not rush for the certification without having the knowledge. First, you should acquire the knowledge, you should gain the skills, you should have the hands-on experience. After that, you can go for the certification exam just to validate your skills. It will definitely help you in your career advancement. So RHCS is the foundational certification from Red Hat. It also opens the doors for the more certifications like RHCE and RHCA title. If you want to achieve the RHCA, Red Hat Certified Architect title, so you can start from the RHCSA, which is the foundational certificational exam. You can clear it. After that, you can clear RHCE, and after that, you need to clear 5 more certifications so that you can achieve the title of the Red Hat Certified Architect. So it is just like a stepping stone in the career. RHCSA certification increased the job opportunities. It will definitely help you in the more job opportunities because many organizations prefer the certified candidates. It will also give you the salary hike. So if I talk about the salary package that you can get after doing the certification, it may be twice or even sometimes more as compared to a candidate who is not certified. So it will definitely give you the salary hike if you are certified. You can also contribute to the open source projects. So after acquiring the Linux skills or after completing the certification, you can contribute to the open source projects. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Linux also help you to adopt the technological trends. So Linux can be used anywhere. Linux is prevalent in emerging technologies like containerization. You might be having the idea of Docker, Podman. So those technologies which are in trend that are easily adaptable in Linux. With Linux, you can easily learn with these technologies like Docker, Kubernetes, and the technologies which are in trend in IT. As you know that Linux is very secure operating system. It is well known for its security. So by mastering Linux, you can enhance your understanding of the secure Linux administration practices, and it will definitely help you to build your career in cybersecurity, network security, those places. It also gives you the global recognition. Red Hat certifications are recognized globally. So these are the certifications which are accepted everywhere, no matter which country you live in, no matter from where you appear in the exam. If you clear the exam, you will be accepted everywhere. So Red Hat certifications like RHCSA definitely help you. Okay, let's proceed further. Now I will guide you with the Red Hat certifications path, because many people here are not familiar with this, like which certification exam they need to clear first and what they can do after clearing the first certification exam. So this is the Red Hat certifications path. I represent it with a triangle. At the base there is a RHCSA certification, after that RHCE, and at the top RHCA. RHCA is the title. So the very first or the foundational level certification is Red Hat Certified System Administrator, RHCSA. So RHCSA validates your Linux system administration capabilities. So who is RHCSA Certified Linux Admin? An IT professional who has earned the RHCSA certificate. He is able to perform the core system administration skills which are required in the Red Hat environments, like user management, permission management, group management, process management, network management, package management, containers, security. So all those tasks he should be able to perform. After clearing the RHCSA exam, you can go for the RHCE. RHCE is the Red Hat Certified Engineer. RHCE is the exam which you can go after clearing the RHCSA. So the tasks that you are performing manually in the RHCSA, those tasks you can automate here. So it is the automation, and Ansible is used in this. So the skills that you have acquired in the RHCSA, those skills you can use here in order to automate the task. The tasks that you are performing manually in the RHCSA, those tasks you can automate here with the help of Ansible. And this exam is totally based on Ansible, and you can appear in the exam after clearing the RHCSA. And then you can go for the Red Hat Certified Architect. So Red Hat Certified Architect is a title which you can achieve after clearing a total of 7 certifications. So a Red Hat Certified Solution Architect is the one who provide expertise, guidance, and implement the policies for developing enterprise systems within product and services offered by a specific vendor. So you can create the systems, you can provide your expertise, you can provide the guidance, you can help them how to implement the policies there, how to design the systems. So all those things you can do after achieving the RHCSA title. So this is the Red Hat certification path which I have shown you. Now let me guide you with the exam codes. So if you are new to Linux, you can either go for the RH124, that is the Red Hat System Administrator 1, or you can go for the EX200, that is the Red Hat Certified System Administrator exam. So if you are new, you can directly go for the RHCSA, which is EX200 exam. What are the topics that are covered there? What is the syllabus? What will be the duration? What will be the passing score? How much it will cost? Everything I am going to cover up. Don't worry about it. After clearing the RHCSA exam, you can go for the RHCE as I mentioned earlier. The exam code of RHCE is EX294. If you already have some exposure of Linux, like if you are the experienced person or if you are already working on Linux, you can go for the RHCSA Rapid Track course, which is RH199. After that, you can go for the RHCSA, which is EX200, and then you can go for RHCE. If you have already lot of experience, like if you are a senior Linux administrator, you can directly go for RHCSA and then you can go for RHCE. So all of the people, no matter whether you are experienced or not, you can directly go for the RHCSA exam, and after that you can go for the RHCE. Previously certified RHCE engineers can directly go for the RHCE lab, then they can go for the RHCSA on the newer version, and then they can go for the RHCE on the same version, which is the latest one in the market. So this is the flow of the certification, like which certification you can appear after after clearing the 1. Now let me guide you with the RHCA, Red Hat Certified Architect. Red Hat Certified System Administrator. The exam code is EX200. You can directly appear in the exam once you acquire the Linux system administration skills. You can go for this exam. Once you clear the exam, after that you can go for the second one, which is RHC, Red Hat Certified Engineer. The exam code is EX294. Once you clear this exam, then you can move towards achieving the title of RHCA, Red Hat Certified Architect, but you have to clear 5 more exams after clearing these 2. And you can choose the exams from this list. You can choose any 5 of these certification exams. So in total, you have to clear 7 certifications if you want to achieve the title of Red Hat Certified Architect. So these are the exams. These are the certification exams. You can choose any 5, and after clearing these 7, you will get the RHCA title. Now I will guide you with the RHCSA EX200 certification exam information. RHCSA, the exam code is EX200, is a practical hands-on based exam, and it tests your skills and knowledge of the system administration. The duration of this exam is 2.5 hours. The format is, it is a practical exam, like you have to perform the tasks on the live systems. The maximum marks are 300 and the passing score is 70%. Means if you want to clear the certification, you should at least get 210 out of 300. Once you achieve the passing score, you are entitled to get the RHCSA certificate. What is the cost of this exam? So in India, it is 16,500 plus GST. So in total, it would be somewhere around 19,500 rupees, Indian national rupees. In other countries, the cost may be different. So you can check the Red Hat portal for the same. Now I will tell you what is the syllabus of this exam. What are the topics that are covered there. So you should be able to understand and use the essential tools, like how to use the shell, how to issue the commands, what should be the syntax, how to use the input-output redirectional operators, how to use the grep command and regular expressions, how to access the machine remotely using SSH, how to log in and the switch users, how to compress and decompress the files, how to create and edit the text files, how to create, delete, copy and move the files and the directories from one location to another, how to create the links. So these are the topics that are a part of the RHCSA syllabus. After that, the second topic is shell scripting. You should be able to create and manage the shell scripts. So you should be able to use the conditional operators there, like if, test. You should be able to use the loops there. You should be able to process the script inputs. You should also have the understanding of processing the output of the shell commands within a script. So these are the topics which are there for the shell scripting in RHCSA. After that, the third topic is operate running system. You should be able to boot, reboot and shut down the system normally. You should be able to boot the machine in the different targets. You should be able to interrupt the boot process in order to gain access. You should be able to identify CPU and memory intensive processes and kill the processes. Means the process management and the resource management. You should be able to schedule the process. You should be able to change the priority of a process. You should be able to manage the tuning profiles. So these are the points which are covered in the operating systems. If I talk about the local storage configuration, so this is the topic which is a part of the RHCSA syllabus. You should be able to list, create, delete the partitions on the MBR disks as well as the GPT disks. You should be able to create and remove the physical volumes. You should be able to assign the physical volumes to the volume groups. You should have the good understanding of the logical volumes and how to create and delete them. You should also have the knowledge of configure the system to mount the file system and permanent mounting as well as the temporary mounting using UUID. How can you add the partitions and the logical volumes? How to manage the swap? So those things you should be able to perform. The next topic is you should be able to create and configure the file systems. Like you should have a good knowledge of how to create, mount, unmount the file systems. You should be able to manage the NFS file systems. You should be able to configure AutoFS. You should be able to extend and reduce the logical volumes. You should know how to create and configure the SGID. You should be able to diagnose and correct the permissions on the file. The next topic is deploy, configure and maintain systems. So you should know how to use the cron tab to schedule the jobs. So if you want to schedule a task in future, how can you use the add command or the cron tab for the same? You should know how to start and stop the services, how to configure the service to start automatically at boot time. You should be able to configure the system to boot into a specific target automatically. How to configure the NTP service, NTP server as well as NTP clients. You should know how to install and update the software packages from a remote repository or from the local ISO image with the help of the repository that you can create in your machine. You should be able to modify the system bootloader. So these are a part of RHCSA syllabus. Next topic is you should know how to manage the basic networking, like how can you configure the IPv4 or IPv6 addresses in your machine, how to configure the static hostname there, how to configure the network services to start automatically at the boot time, how to restrict the network access using firewall, and you should know how to manage the users and the groups. Like how can you create, delete or modify the local user accounts, how can you modify the groups, how can you change the password, how can you set the password aging for the local user accounts. So all those things you should be able to do. You should also know how to configure and manage the super user access. Security is very important in Linux, so you should be able to manage the security, like how can you configure the firewall settings using the firewall-cmd command. You should be able to manage the file permissions. You should also know how to do the passwordless authentication, yani ki key-based authentication. You should have a good knowledge of SE Linux, how to make it enforcing, how can you change the mode permanently and temporarily, how to list and identify the SE Linux file and process context, how to restore the default file context, how can you relabel the file contexts, how to manage the SE Linux ports, how can you use the booleans in SE Linux, how can you diagnose and address the routine SE Linux policy violations. So these things are a part of the security in Linux. Containers are very important. It is the emerging technology and you should know how to manage the containers in Linux. You should be able to find and retrieve the container image from the remote registry. We use Podman there, not Docker. You should be able to inspect the container images. You should be able to perform the container management using commands. You should also have a good knowledge of creating a container from the container file. You should be able to perform basic container management such as running, starting, stopping, listing, deleting, all those things. You should be able to run a service inside a container. You should be able to run a container at the boot time. You should know how to configure a container to start automatically as a systemd unit. So these things, these topics are in the syllabus of RHCSA exam. Now, what next? Next thing is, how can you proceed? Where to learn Linux, or how can you learn Linux? So I will give you the answer. But before that, let me show you what are the career opportunities after learning Linux. Give me a second. Let me show you the document. So what are the career opportunities that are open after you acquire the Linux skills? After learning Linux, after acquiring the skills, you can go for the Linux system administrator job. Linux is widely used in server administration. Many organizations use Linux for their machines. So system administrators are very reputed jobs there. You can go for the Linux system administrator job. Once you have the Linux skills, once you acquire these skills and clear the RHCSA certification, you can make your career in DevOps. You can go for the DevOps engineer job. DevOps means development and operations. So professionals often work with Linux-based systems to automate the process, manage infrastructure as a code, and streamline the software development and the deployment pipelines. After learning Linux, after clearing the RHCSA certification, you can go for the DevOps engineer profile. You can also go for cloud computing as a cloud engineer, because Linux is used in cloud computing. The cloud service providers like AWS, Azure, Alibaba, Google, they heavily use Linux. And Linux skills are very important if you want to build your career in cloud computing. So you can go for the cloud engineer profile there. You can also go for the network administrator role once you have the Linux skills, because Linux is commonly used in networking environments. You can also build your career in cyber security as a cyber security analyst. Linux is well known for its security features, and if you have the skills, if you have the knowledge, you can also go for the cyber security. You can build your career as a software developer as well. Many developers prefer Linux in the development environments because it gives you a lot of options that are generally not available in other environments. So after doing this certification, you can also go for the software development. It opens the door for you in the software development. You can go for the DBA, data administrator and database administrator. Linux is popularly used in the database servers, and database administrators are those who manage the database. Once you have the Linux knowledge, you can go for the database administration profile. You can also work as the IT consultant. IT consultants are those people who provide the guidance, who are having the specialization in IT infrastructure, systems, network solutions, and Linux skills are very important for those people. You can also build your career in penetration testing and ethical hacking. So professionals, those who want to build their career in penetration testing or ethical hacking, they generally use Linux. And after achieving the RHCSA certification or acquiring the Linux skills, you can make your career there as well. You can also work as the data analyst or data scientist after acquiring the Linux skills. And at last, you can become the educator or trainer like me once you have good exposure and knowledge of Linux. So these are the job opportunities once you have the Linux skills, and there may be many more which I might have skipped here. Now let me show you the syllabus which I created for you people at Nehra Classes. Now the question is, how can you start? How a person who is not having any experience, who is a fresher, how can he start learning Linux from scratch? From where he can start? So the answer is Nehra Classes. You are already on the right place. If you want to build your career in Linux administration, if you want to start learning Linux from scratch, you are at the right place. I will guide you how can you easily acquire the Linux administration skills and how can you easily clear the RHCSA certification. So you know the answer. From where? Now, how can you acquire these skills? What you have to do? The thing is, you have to give at least 1 to 2 hours on the regular basis. You can either join our course, the upcoming weekend training batch, or you can visit our learning portal. RHCSA Hindi playlist is available there. You can purchase that particular course. It is a 150 hours course and you can start learning Linux at your own pace. That is very easy. Everything is covered there from scratch, and I have already provided the study material there, like the practice exercises and the PDFs. And after each session, I provided the exercise. The motive is, after going through the tutorial, you are required to perform the exercise on your own system. Nobody can teach you Linux till the time you are not ready to make efforts. You can only learn Linux if you are ready to give the time, if you are ready to at least give 1 to 2 hours on regular basis and practically perform the things. So hands-on experience is very important. This is the syllabus of the Linux system administrator which I created here, and it covers all the topics that I have shown you earlier, which are important from the RHCSA certification exam point of view. And there are many things which are additional, and what are the benefits that you will get if you join our program. You will be entitled to get the access on the recorded sessions. You will get the study material. There is a Telegram discussion group as well where you can post your doubts and your queries, and we will provide you the support there. Our content is available in Hindi as well as in English. So both the languages we have provided the content, and technical support is also available from our side. And this is the syllabus of the Linux system administrator which I designed here, and I have covered all the topics which are important from the RHCSA certification point of view, like understand and use the essential tools, how to create the scripts, how to operate the running systems, how to configure the local storage, how to create and configure the file systems, how to deploy, configure and maintain the systems, how to manage the networking, how to manage the users and the groups, how to manage security like firewall, SE Linux, discretionary access, all those things, and how to manage the containers. So these are the topics that we will cover up in our upcoming weekend training program. So what we are going to do, we are going to start a weekend's training batch which will be in English, and the timing of this batch would be Saturdays and Sundays 8 to 10 p.m. It will be a 65-hour long course or maybe more, and it will take at least 3 to 4 months. And we will cover all these topics there. I will explain you everything right from scratch. No matter if you are a fresher, if you have experience, you will have a lot to learn there. Thank you so much. Now we will proceed further. Now you can ask your questions. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, and your questions can be in English or in Hindi. It depends on your choice. Thank you so much. किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं. One more thing I actually forgot to mention. As we announced earlier, those who have registered for this webinar, we will provide them some benefits, like we will provide them the webinar certificate, and we will also provide them a discount coupon of 35% in our one of the courses on the learning portal. Like if you want to purchase a course like RHCSA course from our learning portal, we will provide you a private coupon of 35% discount. So you can easily avail that. Anytime you can avail it once on a single course. So these two benefits which we are going to provide you after the completion of this webinar. Now you can ask your queries. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you so much. किसी को कुछ पूछना है आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं.
Sir, good evening. Can you hear me?
जी दावेश जी, good evening.
Yes, sir. I have one doubt. Actually, I'm working in a BPO and I'm switching my line to IT industry.
Okay.
So I just want to know, does age matters if I'm learning these skills? Like, does this, I face any problem while, going for an interview?
Actually, no. Age is just a number. For me, age is just a number. Actually, it depends on your attitude, how you take
Okay.
the age. If you are
Okay.
willing to learn, if you are passionate, if you have the hunger inside you, and if you are ready to adopt the new changes, then it doesn't matter.
Okay,
You
sir.
can learn Linux at any age, you can learn anything at any age. Till the time we die, we'll learn.
All right, sir. It's such a relief. But sir, I am working in a call center, so my system administrator told me that there is no any benefit. So you can just do your selling, just work on your selling skills. So on that time, I lose the hope. So one of my friend, suggest me to join the Nehra classes, and he also cleared the certification. So I wish, why don't you? I found you before COVID because I lost 3 years, sir, just because of COVID. After COVID, everything gets changed. I lost the job. So again, I started, job from last year.
Okay. No problem. It's never too late. You can start anytime once you're ready for it. And you should never trust anyone, especially your managers. They will never give you the correct guidance. The thing is, because once you will move from there, it will create a lot of problems for your manager. You can learn at any age. Let me give you the example, as Shweta mentioned earlier, that we will give you the some real-time examples. There was a guy who was working with me in HCL, and he was in the technical support. And he used to provide the support on chat and voice, and the main job was to close the tickets, just to provide the support. He was not a technical person. We both go there with cab. So one day he was asking me, what is your job profile? I told him that I'm a Unix administrator there. So he asked me, can you teach me Linux? I said yes, definitely. So on weekends, what he did, he came to me and he started learning Linux. After 1 or 2 months, hardly I conducted 8 to 10 sessions. Both of us actually, there was a walk-in in a company. We went there and appeared in the interview. What happened, you will not believe. He cleared the interview, but I could not. And he got placed there as a Linux administrator. So he directly switched the career from the non-technical to the Linux system administrator. And he got 100% hike. One more story which I would like to share. There is a guy named Abhijit. अभिजीत का वीडियो आपने देखा होगा, आई थिंक हमारे चैनल पे मैंने डाला है. ही इज़ इन 50s. He was working in Flipkart as a technical support, and now he is placed in the Bank of India as the Linux engineer. After completing our RHCSA playlist, he cleared 3 interviews: Wipro, Bank of India, and some other MNC. And now he is getting 7-digit salary. So it depends whether you are adopt the changes, where you are willing to face the challenges or not. It totally depends on your mindset. It totally depends on your attitude and how you want to grow your career.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I take this advice, sir, and thank you so much. Because from last 1 week, I have just doubt in my mind, do I continue or not? So today everything is get cleared. And thanks for I be the part of this webinar, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you. No
much.
problem. Yes. Is there anyone who want to ask? Abhay Singh, thank you so much for your comments. किसी को कुछ और पूछना है आप में से, आप पूछ सकते हैं. ठीक है, thank you so much. Now I will tell you how can you get the webinar certificate. I think all of you are there in our WhatsApp channel. Are you there in our WhatsApp channel or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute.
No, sir.
You're not there? Let me give you the URL. Just a second. Let me provide you the link. Can you see the link there in the chat? I just shared the link of this WhatsApp channel. You can join this channel. Okay.
Yes.
We will provide you the webinar certificate here. Are we ready for it? Should I share?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
So let me show you your certificates. Parvat ji, please mute कीजिए.
Sorry, sir.
Please mute कीजिए, आपकी noise आ रही. This is the certificate for the webinar for Mr. Parvat Kumar Dalai. This is your webinar certificate. I will share it in the WhatsApp channel. Mr. Mukesh Shukla, are you there on the call? Yes, Mr. Mukesh Shukla.
Yes, sir.
You are there? Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ashish Kumar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sunil Swami ji. Mr. Sunil Swami. Mr. Sunil, are you there? Next is Mr. Vipin Paul. Mr. Vipin, are you available there? Mr. Devendra.
Yes, sir, available.
Mr. Devendra, yes, thank you so much
Yes, sir.
for joining this webinar. Mr. Gaurav Gupta,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
thank you. Mr. Mahendra Singh. Mr. Mahendra. Vishnu Kumar. Mr. Vishnu. Mr. Sunil. Mr. Suvadeep Panja.
Yes, sir, I am on.
Thank you. Mr. Vinod Vishwakarma. Mr. Ravinder Singh. Mr. Bharat Bhushan. Mr. Ajay Patidar.
मैं यहीं पे हूँ, भारत भूषण.
Bharat Bhushan, thank you so much for joining the webinar. Mr. Ajay Patidar,
Yes, sir.
are you there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ram Kishore Sharma,
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving this.
thank you. Most welcome. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share these certificates in this channel. Are we
And
good?
sir, how will you get the 35% coupon?
I will tell you that as well. Don't worry.
Sir, you didn't read my name. I don't know if I have a certificate.
Mr. Aman, yes, I will provide you. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Your name is Mr. Aman Ahmed.
It's Aman. It's normally Amanullah Umaid, but the short is Aman.
Can you please send me a mail at nehraclasses@gmail.com, because otherwise
Yes,
I'll forget.
Yes, I can send you the mail.
Yeah. Thank you so
Sir,
much.
you didn't mention my name too, please.
Yes, yes. Your name is Tunde.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you please drop me a mail, Mr. Tunde? I will provide you the certificate.
Sir,
Alright,
I
thank you.
also, sir, I also Nikhil Raja,
My,
sir.
my
Don't
name
worry.
is also not
Don't worry.
present.
Don't worry. Those who need the certificate, they can drop me a mail on nehraclasses@gmail.com. I just mentioned the mail in the chat. Okay. I will
Okay,
provide
got
you the certificate to all those people who are present here. Okay. No problem whether they are
Okay.
registered or not. Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
Now, yes, 1 minute, Yasin, 1 minute. Now, those who are present here, they are entitled to get a discount coupon of 35%. So make sure you mention the same. You can drop a mail at nehraclasses@gmail.com with your mobile number, with your name and email address. Please.
Sir,
Please.
I'm here mentioning.
Okay. Don't worry. I have just shared the certificates which are available with me at this moment. And those who need these certificates or which I have not shown, they can drop me a mail for the certificate at what is the email address? nehraclasses@gmail.com. Okay. Those. One minute.
सर सेम सर्टिफिकेट्स को आप एक बार टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में भी आप शेयर कर दोगे क्योंकि वहाँ पे भी आपका है ना एक
Definitely. I'll share there as well. One more thing. Those who
सर
need.
कंप्लीट लिस्ट शेयर नहीं हुई है, कंप्लीट फोल्डर लिस्ट शेयर नहीं किया आपने, मुकेश का भी मिस है।
नहीं, अभी आ जाएगा, वो आ जाएगा। कई बार ऐसा होता है ना, आया नहीं। लेट मी काउंट 1 2 देयर आर 16 सर्टिफिकेट्स because we have 16 registered people here.
Okay.
1 2 3 4 I will share it. No, don't worry. Those who require the 35% discount voucher, they must be registered for this webinar. And what they need to do, they need to drop us a mail at nehraclasses@gmail.com, and they need to provide us the mobile number that they are using in our app. You need to furnish these details: mobile number and email address along with your name.
Okay, sir.
We need 3 details. Just a minute. We need 3 details. We need your name, your mobile number and email address. Please provide these details at nehraclasses@gmail.com. Just drop us an email. Okay? I will provide you the 35% discount coupon in our app. Okay? Anything else? Yes, now you can ask, Yasin. Go ahead.
Sir, this certificate will be different than that completion certificate, right? Course completion.
This is a webinar certificate.
Okay.
That would be a course completion certificate, which we will provide you at the end of the training. Once you complete the training, I will take the assessment, I will conduct the test, and those who will clear the test, we will provide them the course completion certificate of RHCSA from our side.
Okay, sure, sir.
Okay. And we will also provide you 1 year free access on the Google Drive on those recorded sessions as well as the study material. Okay. Anything else?
Thanks, sir.
May I help you?
Nothing else, sir. Nothing else.
Yes,
Okay,
Rajesh.
sir, thank you.
Rajesh, any
सर हमें
questions?
मेंटोर
Yes,
भी
sir.
मिल गया है, मेंटोर कोर्स भी मिल गया है, लेकिन 9 to 6 की जॉब में हम टाइम कैसे निकाल पाएंगे? रेगुलरिटी नहीं हो पाती सर।
नो प्रॉब्लम, आप टाइम नहीं निकाल पाएंगे तो आप रिकॉर्डेड सेशन से प्रैक्टिस कीजिएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। अगर आपने एनरोल किया हुआ है उससे आपको बहुत फ़ायदा मिलेगा, क्योंकि एक तो वो लेटेस्ट वर्जन पे है कोर्स, दूसरा क्योंकि रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस अवेलेबल है और ये जो ट्रेनिंग है वीकेंड ट्रेनिंग है, लगातार सेशंस नहीं है कि आपका बर्डन बढ़ता चला जाएगा, आप जो है उसको आसानी से कवर कर सकते हैं।
सर एक बार प्री रिक्वेस्ट अनाउंस कीजिए ना, क्या क्या चाहिए हमें, क्या क्या रेडी रखना है।
Okay, let me tell you what are the prerequisites for this RHCSA course. Let me tell you, give me a moment.
Sorry, sir. This is gonna be in English, right?
Yes, Tunde. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not able to hear you properly. Can you repeat, please?
I said the weekend RHCSA will be in English.
Yes, in English only.
Yes, this training will be in English only, and it is a weekend training, and we will also provide you the recordings of each session. You don't need to worry about, like, if you miss the session, you can watch it later. Okay. Prerequisites of the RHCSA. Prerequisites for RHCSA exam or the training. Can you see? Can you see it?
Yeah, able to see, sir.
You should have a personal computer with internet connection. Yeah. Broadband. What are the other requirements, like hardware specifications? Minimum Intel Core i5 processor or Ryzen 5. Even if you have i3, that can work, no problem. But it's good if you have i5 or Ryzen 5 at least. Minimum RAM should be 8 GB. More is better. If you have 12 GB, 16 GB, that is a plus point. Minimum requirements are your processor should be at least i3 latest version or i5 or Ryzen 5. Minimum RAM should be 8 GB and minimum hard disk space should be 40 GB. And your PC should support the virtualization. These are the requirements. In case if you don't have a PC or if your hardware is not capable enough, what can you do? You can create your account on AWS. जिनके पास PC नहीं है वो लोग अपना AWS पे account बना सकते हैं. You can create your account on AWS so that you can practice Linux. One more thing, you should have basic networking knowledge. अगर नहीं है तो मेरे वीडियोस देख लेना AWS के शुरू के 5 सेशंस. You should at least have some idea about the networking. So these are the requirements for this RHCSA course that we are going to start from 10th of Feb. It's a weekend training and we will conduct the sessions on Saturdays and Sundays from 8 p.m. IST to 10 p.m. IST. Sessions would be on the regular basis on each weekend. Sometimes if there is some problem, we can skip 1 or 2 sessions, but generally we will conduct the sessions on the regular basis and it will take about 3 to 4 months. Okay. Anything else if you want to ask, you can ask me.
सर अभी सीट अवेलेबल है
जी
सीट अभी अवेलेबल है उस
आपकी आवाज कट रही है
बैच का
धीरे बोलिए थोड़ा
सर इसका सीट अवेलेबल है उस बैच का जो बैच हम लोग का स्टार्टिंग अपकमिंग बैच का
यस सीट्स अवेलेबल हैं अभी 3-4 सीट्स हमारे पास अवेलेबल हैं क्योंकि मैं 75 से ज़्यादा को नहीं रखना चाहता और कुछ लोग पुराने भी हैं जो दोबारा से रजिस्टर करके आए हैं. 3-4 सीटें भी हमारे पास बची हैं.
हेलो सर का लिंक पेमेंट का लिंक कैसे मिलेगा वो वही जो हम लोग का ये है ना नेहरा क्लासेस पे है ना उसका
वेट अ मिनट लेट मी प्रोवाइड यू द लिंक. Yes, let me provide you the link. This is the link of doing the registration there. Okay, I just shared it in the chat. किसी को कुछ और डाउट है, कुछ और पूछना है, मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं. जिन लोगों को एक मिनट अजय भाई एक मिनट जिन लोगों को सर्टिफिकेट मिल गया है वेल एंड गुड, जिनको नहीं मिला है और वो रजिस्टर्ड कैंडिडेट हैं तो प्लीज़ हमें एक मेल कर दीजिएगा. इसके अलावा जो रजिस्टर्ड कैंडिडेट्स हैं वो 35% डिस्काउंट कूपन को अवेल करने के लिए अपनी 3 चीज़ें हमें प्रोवाइड कर देंगे. नाम, ईमेल एड्रेस और मोबाइल नंबर जिससे उन्होंने लॉगिन किया है हमारे ऐप के अंदर, ताकि हम उनको कूपन प्रोवाइड कर सकें. अब पूछिए.
हेलो सर, अजय हियर.
हाँ जी अजय भाई.
हाँ सर, as you said that it will be on every weekend, right? So it will be like theory plus practical, or one theory session then we can perform practical? Means how we are looking further.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
What we will do, as we did in our Hindi training, we will explain the
Chal.
topic theoretically. After that, I will do the practicals. I will show you how can you actually perform the task that is
Okay.
based on these theory concepts. ओके पहले
Yes, sir.
थ्योरी बताऊंगा, उसके बाद उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करके प्रैक्टिकली करके
Hello.
दिखाऊंगा. एंड आई विल
जी
गिव यू
सर.
द प्रैक्टिस एक्सरसाइजेज एज वेल.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fine. Okay, sir. Great.
ओके.
Thank
Yes,
you, sir,
Mahendra.
ji, for the initiative.
यस महेंद्र. महेंद्र जी, आप पूछना चाह रहे थे कुछ? हेलो.
Sir, it will be daily on Google Meet only, right?
Not daily. It is a weekend training.
Weekends. But Google Meet only. Right?
Google Meet only. Same link. I have already shared the link in the group that we created on the WhatsApp for this training, and I have shared the invite on your email addresses as well. मैंने आपको मेल्स भी भेजे हैं इनविटेशन के, और ग्रुप में भी मैंने लिंक प्रोवाइड कर दिया.
Yes, right. Yes, right.
यस.
Nehra sir, good evening.
जी गुड इवनिंग. हाँ जी भारत जी बताइए.
Sir ji, I'm having two questions.
Yes.
The first one is the difference between RH254 exam, RH255, and the exam training which we are having, RHCSA EX200 code. So what is the difference between them? Which need to be chosen?
एक मिनट मैं दिखा देता हूँ.
जी.
मुझे एक बार रिपीट कर दीजिए कि क्या बोल रहे हैं. EX200 इज RHCS से, दूसरा कौन सा बोल रहे हैं?
RH254,
254.
RH255.
EX254.
जी, तो मतलब दोनों में से अभी कौन सा एग्जाम का
नहीं
ट्रेनिंग
एग्जाम
एग्जाम
we are going with RHCSA, that is EX200, which is the foundation level certification exam. The EX254 you are talking about, I think this, are you sure? 254.
राइट, RH254 254.
I think ये एक्सपायर तो नहीं हो गया.
तो अभी हमको एग्जाम जो देना है वो RHCSA EX200 का देना है.
यस ये जो है ना, जो आप बोल रहे हैं,
जी,
ये लेवल 3 का है, ये आपके लिए नहीं है.
जी,
मैंने आपको दिखाया था ना ये एक.
राइट.
लेट मी शो यू. We will go with RHCSA EX200 because anybody can appear in this exam. ये वाला जो है ना, जो आप बात कर रहे हैं EX254, ये हमारे लिए नहीं है, ये उसके लिए है अगर आप ये रैपिड ट्रैक वाला करके आते हैं तो.
ओके गॉट इट.
ठीक है.
जी.
What we are going to do, we are going to cover up this one.
Okay.
Because after clearing this certification, you can directly go for RHCE.
Right. Okay. And sir, the last one. Question.
Sir.
As we have enrolled in this exam, so how we are going to get the study material as the last time which we have received from the Google Drive?
Okay, let me tell you. What I will do this time.
Yes.
I will, once I complete this session, I will provide you the recording of that particular session. I will also share session-wise PDFs. Session-wise PDFs means what are the topics that we have covered in that particular session. Those theoretical things will be there, and there will be the practice exercises as well. So that you can perform the practicals at your own, and in the next session, if you have any queries, you can ask me. Okay, we will give you the access on those documents on Google Drive. We will provide you the recordings as well as the PDFs on the Google Drive.
Right. So sir, do we require the 35% discount for accessing the RIS course documents?
No, you don't need to purchase the course now. We will provide you the free access there.
Right.
You don't need to pay anything.
Thank you, sir.
Since you have already paid for this training, you don't need to pay anything extra. आपको कुछ अलग से देने की जरूरत नहीं है. We will provide you the access free of cost, and this course will be made available to other people at a membership plan. जिन्होंने register नहीं किया है उन लोगों को pay करना होगा बाद में, so that they can get the benefits from this English course.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome. किसी को कुछ और पूछना है आपको मुझसे? Anything else?
Sir, I send you an email
Thank you.
with what you requested.
Definitely, no, don't worry. I will go through it and I will provide you the certificate, as well as I will provide the discount coupons to all the people who are registered for this webinar. Okay, guys.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much
Thank you so much,
for
sir.
joining this webinar. Have a good day and good night. And those who are
Good night.
interested for joining this upcoming weekend training batch, they can let me know on WhatsApp or in Telegram. I will also share these certificates in our Telegram channel. Thank you so much once again for joining this
Thank you so
webinar.
much,
Have
sir.
a nice day. Good night.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night.